Hey, so here is this 30-gallon that you saw a little while ago. I had a previous video, had all the baby convicts in here. So since then, I've taken them down to local pet store, fish store, and surrendered them to them. Like I said in my last video, I'm not going to try to sell them. I wouldn't get what I wanted to get for them anyway. So it's all good. I did keep one. There is one of them in here still, and I'll show them in a second, and I'll also show you what's different about this tank, what are some good things to have in this tank. So let me show you. Alright, so some things in here that are different from last time. Like I mentioned, there's only one of those baby polar blue convict cichlids in here. It is right there. It's doing fine, getting along with the other fish in there. And so I took some of the other fish from downstairs and brought them up to this tank upstairs. This is the 30-gallon long breeder, but I'm just using it as a regular tank right now. So this guy is one of the angelfish that was down there, but hasn't grown like the others, so I put him up here with a couple tetras, sarpade tetras, and some of these guys. I can't forget the name of them right now. And I have a few glowfish that I've had for a long time. And there is wherever he is, if I could find him, he is actually a Severum. There's a Siamese algae eater. There's one of them in here. They actually do a really good job. He don't look like algae eaters. Let me see if I can get a better view of him on the side of the tank here. Is he down there? No. He's right there. Okay. There he is, right there. So you might all think that those big algae eaters do a great job. They do at first, but whenever they get older, they get more lazy. So then they don't do as good of a job. But these little guys right here, you get a couple of these for a tank. He's just resting right now. So of course you wouldn't want to be doing his job whenever I'm showing it. But they're pretty good. And so anyway, to some things that benefit this tank. All right, so the first thing is the type of filtration I have for here. I have a sponge filter in this one. Some people like sponge filters, some like the hang on the back filters. They're both good. All right, so if you want to have a tank that a filter doesn't take up much room, then say a hang on the back filter, or even if you do have a bigger tank and you use a canister filter, that leaves you more room in the tank to put decorations or whatever. But using a sponge filter is beneficial for several reasons, right? For one, you can move it to another tank if you're starting a new tank, because after a while it will grow the beneficial bacteria on the surface of it, on the sponge. And that's really good for your fish tank. Also, it aerates the water. Okay, so once those bubbles hit that surface, that's how aeration happens, and that's one of the most important things for your fish tank. If you don't have aeration, then your fish won't last a long time. Okay, I'm not saying it has to be on 24/7, because whenever you clean your fish tank and you drain the water, or not drain it, let me phrase it, when you do a water change, you don't do 100% water change. You may do a 10, 50, I've done up to like 80% water change. And yeah, so another thing I have in here, obviously a heater is what you need to have a heater in your fish tank. Now, if you live in like tropical areas where it's hot, you keep your house hot, you may not need it. Okay, but definitely where I live I keep my house cool. Wintertime, definitely you need it, even though you normally run your heater in the wintertime, but the heater is still required. If you have a glass heater, I've heard those explode. I don't want to say explode, but yes, explode. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I always have a heater on standby just in case, because it's not if your heater goes out, it's when it goes out, and it definitely will, because I've had them go out. So yeah, I mean, there's not too much else. Oh, this back here is, you see that air stone? That is a backup aeration. If I lose power, I've had this in a video a long time ago, lose power, that thing kicks on and it just aerates the water. It's battery operated, so it don't last forever, but it will work for a little while, and hopefully normally when the power goes out, it won't stay out for too long. All right, so yeah, this is what I have going on right now in my 30-gallon upstairs in my office, and all the fish seem to be getting along great. And you can see, if I go in close, you can see in the glass, I'm starting to get a little bit algae buildup right there. So that's just one of those things where you get into tank maintenance, you clean it out and get your water looking crystal clear. And that's another benefit of the sponge filter. It helps keep your water crystal clear. These things are amazing, and they are super cheap too. All right, so yeah, that's just a little insight on basics of a fish tank. And I will also post a video on how to properly set up a fish tank and how it's supposed to be cycled. There's a couple different ways to cycle a fish tank, so don't miss those videos. And if you have any questions, or just leave a comment down below. All right, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for watching.